All right, so you guys are gonna get this in the mail. This is your briefcase. We've got a 20 gauge Navi, 24 unopened, and then a Ruby unopened. And then we've got a bunch of dividers for you to organize your paperwork, your brochures, and whatever you guys may need. And then all these other organizers. We have the Ruby section, so you could change this up however you want. There'll be different sizes in the future. We have the old version and the new version Navis. This is a selling point that we can use. So the old version had a nozzle tip very similar to the Pivo, and the reason why the Pivo is damaging the split septums needleless connectors is because the nozzle is so thin that it only engages on one side and rips it apart because of the uneven entry. We've designed it to be just a little bit fatter and closer to the width of the needleless connector male piece, the lure lock male piece. And so this will evenly hit both sides of the split septum, reducing that damage, eliminating that damage actually. So this thin nozzle is the reason why it's breaking and spewing blood and medication into nurses' faces. Our engineers fixed that. So I put 2 of the old versions and 2 of the new versions so you guys can show them the differences. If you feel like they're not gonna care, then it's up to you not to show it. And then we have the camera and the insertion model. I encourage you guys to play with it to figure out how it works. There are different holes for the camera to fit into. And if you have an idea for a better angle, just let me know and I'll talk to Jason and we'll figure out a different design for this. There's always room for improvement, and I believe Jason's working on a different design as well. I think one of you guys recommended the tubing to be laid on. I think that's a fantastic idea. When that comes around, just send this back to me so that we can use it for trade shows. We have already assembled PIVs, different gauges with the T-piece connectors. That way you can quick pull this out, put this back in, and ignore the rest of these. This box is for the Nexiva Regular and the Nexiva Pro, just to show compatibility, not really to compare products. It's just to let them know, hey, this Nexiva doesn't have that near port, but the Nexiva Pro does. And we are compatible with the Nexiva Pro, but we're not compatible with Nexiva because of that issue. That way they can see clearly that we are compatible with the Nexiva Pros, but why the Nexiva won't work. And then we have our Rubies, we have regular AngioCaths, just in case you run out here, you can substitute for one of these. And then this is your wasted. Every once in a while, you're gonna have a user, or while you're showing them, they're gonna retract that that needle. So if you could fit it, I would keep as much as you can in here, because this soft tip guide element, it's going to be good for them to feel it, to see how soft that is. It's another selling point you guys can use depending on what they know. And then extra T-piece connectors, and then the iPad mini will go here.